All right, welcome back to another lesson. Thank you so much for tuning in for another one. Today we're going to be talking about how brand new Amazon sellers are making $10,000 per month and how that might be a little bit of a double-edged sword. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe down below and be sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video and a dislike if you don't. But other than that, let's get right into it. All right, so in today's video, we're going to be taking a trip back to my past, looking at my very first product. A lot of you know who this is. Not who this is. This is Jerry. No, this is my first product. A lot of you are going to know what this product is based on my channel. If you haven't seen my channel before, you're about to learn. So when I first started Amazon FBA, I was 18 years old. I was working a part-time job at Staples, and I had a federal income tax return of a little over $1,000, about $1,300. I didn't even save that much money up. It was just literally what I ended up getting returned after working as, you know, a kind of low income, part-time, 30, 40 hour a week employee. And I had been looking into this Amazon thing, doing what a lot of you have been doing for a while, I'm assuming. Looking up, you start with how to make money online, and you get to, oh, there's affiliate marketing, and then there's Amazon, and then there's Shopify, and you roll the dice, you go, Amazon sounds good. And you look into that, and you look into product research. And eventually I had collected enough, pieces of information from different areas where I was like, I feel confident that I could give this a shot. This is money that I didn't know I had anyway. I'm going to give this, I'm going to try this out, and we're going to see how this goes. And what ended up happening was I got extremely lucky. I chalk it down to that. I was very prepared. An opportunity came by and I took it. There was a good amount of luck mixed in there though too. So what ended up happening was I spent my $1,300. Immediately, first night I sold 13 units. That was over $300 at my list price. It used to be a lot higher, like $9.99 for one that was way better than the one I had. I sold like $24.99. First night, 13 units, made over $300 in sales, over, let's see, that would have been $170 in profit or something. And then I go on that month to make just about $10,000 in profit, a little over $15,000 in sales. I had about a 65% net margin. It was ridiculous markup. Got the product for $4.40. I was selling it for $24.99 on Amazon. The fees were only $4.95. So it just amazing margins. Literally making like, $16 in profit, $15.50 in profit or something per unit. And then I was, with this win, I carried that over into another product, right? I kind of rode that one out for a couple of months. I should have been more aggressive. I should have been launching more products related to this one. Now I know what I did wrong. But I was one of those new sellers that maybe you saw pop up on YouTube, or you saw pop up on somebody's, testimonials where they're like, my first product made $15,000 in sales, $10,000 in profit, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really know what I was doing though. It was mostly luck. And that's why I'm saying it's a little bit of a double-edged sword for your first product to make a lot of money. And for you to see people talking about them as a new seller making a lot of money. Because the issue there is you don't know how to replicate it. You don't know how to, do that again. It's like, oh, you threw a dart and you got a bullseye. Great job. Now let me see you do that 10 more times. You're probably not going to be able to do that. Even some of the most skilled ones can't do it. But maybe you could get 6 or 7 of them close to the bullseye in the surrounding area where it still counts for a lot of points. I don't play darts. I don't know how it works. But you get the analogy, right? So what I would encourage you to do, I wanted to pop in and give you a little lesson. Maybe I could save you a lot of time. I could save you a lot of money. Try and come up with a success trail and a failing trail. Okay, early on, count those mistakes and really look out for the similarities and the opposing points of winning markets that you've entered and losing markets that you've entered. If you have not entered a losing market yet and you're one of those lucky people who launches their first product and it goes fantastic, you don't really know why it's working super well, you just think you're good at this, I can promise you when you try and scale, you'll be awakened quite abruptly into the world of entrepreneurship, and you'll fail many more times. And I wanted to tell you, go watch failing stories. If you don't have to fail yourself to learn these lessons, you're going to be a lot farther ahead of myself at the time, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and a lot farther ahead of anyone who's currently, trying to sell on Amazon. You can learn from other people's stories. You don't have to go through those losses of income. And, you know, I got so bad for me at one point, I had to get a part-time job again. I had quit my job already and I had to go right back, you know, just 4 months, 5 months later, because the second product I launched literally like just annihilated my business. It was so bad. The advertising was horrible. It's called an anti-snoring kit. I can show you really quick. Anti-snoring kit. At the time, it looked like a good thing. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know, you know, how to approach these things and what variables to look at. What I would tell you is to just simply turn up your awareness to 10 or 11 and go start looking at some failing stories. Okay, I have one on my channel, more on depth about this product and why it failed, and start looking those up, right? Because that was one of the most eye-opening things that I did, and I wanted to point that out to you. Some things that you want to look out for, obviously, are, I'll leave you with this question. This is probably the biggest thing that I learned. Does the customer need you in that market? Is there something there that everyone's looking for, asking for, talking about in the review section that hasn't been done yet? And most of the time, it's not going to be in these huge markets because everyone's innovating in those huge markets. You're going to find it in this sweet spot where, you know, things are making 4 figures per month and, you know, $1,000 to $10,000 or $9,000 per month. Look in those areas and try and see what the customer actually needs. Don't go into an area where everything's already being provided and you change the color. That's usually not going to work. It hasn't worked well for me. What's worked well for me is going into a market where almost nothing is being fixed or sold. That's the correct thing. And then I do that thing, bang, it's almost always a success. So that's what I learned. That's what I wanted to pop in and give you as a tip today. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss videos like this in the future. And as always, thank you for liking. I'll see you on the next one. Later.